Hi, my name is Celeste.
And I'm Ruben from LEARNin Local. Welcome to
Welcome,
today's show.
everyone. Yeah, welcome.
Extension of your phones currently
So
will
whether
likely
you're
be
here in the West,
will rely on work.
Celeste, thank you so much. It's finally the day has finally come for us
I
to chat.
know. Yeah, so excited about today, and yeah, thanks for having me, and everyone, thank you for watching.
Absolutely. Yeah, today we got an amazing show that we're gonna produce. You are the host for Massachusetts. Thank you so much for being that person. Um, what there's no better person than to connect all the professionals that we can find in Massachusetts and make sure that we're educating, empowering, and inspiring folks. So you
Yeah,
know,
thank you for the vote of confidence, and I'm just here to educate, connect people, and just help everyone to get better at what we do, and make sure that we have the right connections. Yeah, so.
all right, perfect. Well, perfect. Well, today for the first show in Massachusetts, we're this is our actually a first show to build the network that we're looking to build in Massachusetts, starting with a conventional lender by the name of Chris Alfano from Loan Depot, and also a Middlesex County real estate agent by the name of Jacqueline Goose. So it's gonna be a good time. And oops, we were on the wrong slide. That's what we're gonna have to fix when we perfect this production. So
Mhm.
again, yeah, we're here to really educate, empower, and inspire folks. Celeste, I know that you're all about putting yourself out there. You're doing a great job branding yourself, and at the same time, you deal with a lot of these real estate professionals that you're going to be speaking to. So who better than you to do that? Um,
Yeah, yeah.
but the reason why, really, the biggest reason I want to make sure people understand, the biggest reason why we're here is because there's three numbers that I think maybe people are not familiar with:
Mm.
12.5 billion, 25%, and 5.7 billion. So 12.5 billion, if you can believe it, in 2024, 12.5 billion people reported they lost money from consumer fraud, from investing, or I'm sorry, not investing, but just fraud in general. Uh,
Mhm.
that was a 25% increase from the year prior.
Yeah.
Uh, Such a big number, 25% increase is amazing. And then 5.7 billion of that was investment scams. So anyone, I've been in the real estate business since 2005. I can only imagine. I mean, that's in 1 year, 5.7 billion lost
Mhm.
to people who want to make money. And quite frankly, in real estate, it's pretty rampant because, you tell people that they can make money, they get all excited, put in a deposit or some sort of fake due diligence requirement of some sort, and there you go. People lose their money. So we're with Learning Local Live, we're really trying to do what we can to make sure that doesn't happen by
Mhm.
introducing real people to real buyers in real time. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
we want to educate them, and obviously make sure they do their due diligence, and just do the basics of vetting your lenders, your everyone that you're in contact with regards to investing, real estate or otherwise. So yeah.
yeah, awesome. Yeah, and then eventually, what this eventually would look like is that we just have subject matter experts who appear on the show that want to be seen, that want to be found. We live in this age of like influence, Celeste, and like I said, you do a great job branding yourself.
Oh, thank you.
But that's because but we have to, or else I feel as if there's just so many different ways to get our information. It's almost there's it's gonna be so hard to be able to focus on one thing, and that's the reason why we want to create this live channel for everybody.
Mhm.
You
It's
know.
kind of like your business card now. If you don't have a social media, kind of like people are not gonna know you. Kind of gives you credibility a little bit more. Makes you more familiar with other people, even if they've only seen you online. So, yeah, this is a great platform to be in.
100%. Well, that's really why I'm here. I just wanted to introduce, as a producer of this show, we're gonna have an amazing time. Um, I'll be back behind the scenes helping to produce, but yeah, I'm excited to learn all about Chris and Jacqueline. So thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see you. I'll see you in a bit.
See you later. Thanks, Ruben.
All right.
All right. So, everyone, my name is Celeste, by the way, and I'm a real estate entrepreneur. I'm based in Massachusetts, Western Massachusetts, and I'm excited to be here. So, the main reason for this platform is just really to educate and connect people that are here locally. And this is just Massachusetts, that we're branching out to other states. But for today, welcome, and we can wait for you to meet our guests today. Our featured guest. So our featured guest for today is Chris Alfano, and he is a sales manager at Loan Depot. And I'd love to introduce you to him. Hello, Chris. How are you?
Hey Celeste, how are you doing? Thank you for having me today.
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. So yeah, I'm excited for you to be here. I know we've been. When did we meet each other? We met each other at a meetup, right? In Foxborough. That's our first.
Yeah,
And
it's been over definitely over a year now.
For a year ago. Yeah. And then we maintain contact, and you have been a huge resource for me. So I do have clients
Thank
that
you.
buy, and then I would like text you and say, Chris, can you qualify this guy? And you've really been like an up and up person. I was like, wanted to maintain that communication with you, and I'm so glad that you participated in this little project that we have, and I know
Yeah, of
people
course.
will find value in having you as their mortgage lender. So introduce yourself.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm Chris Alfano. I'm with Loan Depot. I'm a sales manager. I've been a loan officer in the lending industry for 4 years now. Found my passion. I love what I do. So I was in finance prior to that, but was bored living in Microsoft Excel. So yeah, one of my friends got me into this industry, and I've never looked back. I've just been growing ever since. So really do love what I do.
That's perfect. That's great. So yeah, one of the, I think, qualities. So I talk to a lot of lenders, right? And one of the qualities that I look for is just the being approachable and all, and being able to relate to whoever you're talking to. And that's what I found very refreshing with you, because I give you multiple types of people. Because I deal with different demographic of people, and you've been there, really just talking to them, calming them down. And some people are like confused on what they do, and so I really appreciate on how you handle yourself when it comes to with your product. So just a few quick questions. So let's say, so when I refer you to a potential buyer, what do they typically need to get ready in order for you to for them to get qualified?
So pretty much, start. You usually give us an introduction, and then from there, I'll kind of just have a quick chat with them over the phone, or on webcam or whatnot. Just kind of get a feel for their situation. Every client's different. They're all in different situations. So I'm just kind of taking that time to get to know them a little bit as a person, as well as really try to see like, what are we looking at in terms of like their work history, and how many people are applying for a loan and things like that. Just simple questions, just to understand essentially what documents I'm gonna need to collect from them.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much from there. We kind of just, once we have that conversation, we kind of fill out an application together, and then I'll request what documents I need. And once they get me those documents, I'll be able to take a look at everything, see what they qualify for, and we'll go over options in terms of loan products, or if any down payment assistance programs, things like that. So, Obviously you want to have your credit. You want to have decent credit, but um, you don't have to get too caught up on that because I've helped a lot of people with credit as well. So
Mhm.
um, honestly, the best thing you can do is just get going by reaching out to a realtor or lender.
Yeah, that's great. So, on all those people that I referred you to, one of the things that they mentioned to me is that how patient you are and how you explain things to them, because most of these words are like, alien to other people. But the one of the things that I liked about you is just how you relate to them. And so, um with regards to, the you mentioned products and you mentioned credit score and stuff like that, one of the things that I like about you as a lender is you tailor the need of your clients to whatever program they could qualify or they might qualify for. Let's say if it's like a DSCR loan or, an FHA or something else, you know um, having them conventional loan versus FHA loan, and how you explain it to them. And that's really something that I really like about how you, present yourself to clients. I want to ask you about local market insights. So, just a quick update on what's happening in the local real estate. So, what trends are you seeing locally, and how buyers and sellers are, responding to that, based on the market conditions?
Yeah, I mean, in particular market, we're always fighting, high home values and increase in prices, stiff competition. But it's part of the game. Other parts of the country starting to see a little bit more of a shift to a buyer's market. Us in New England, Massachusetts, not there yet. The inventory is lower, but and we're in an environment right now. We're in a bit higher of interest rates, but that's temporary and they will come down. I do. I always encourage people where if you can qualify for a home now, while the interest rates are we're in a higher market, buy now, because once interest rates come down, all the people that couldn't get approved before, that they're going to come out and start overbidding on homes and everything. So um, it's if you can qualify in this market, it's honestly the best time to buy.
That's a good thing that you mentioned that, because I was like meeting a lot of people this week, and they're like very afraid right now to buy a house. I was like, why? Because of the interest rate and all that. And I like what you said. It's like if they could qualify with the interest rate right now, just buy one. Because
Yep.
again, it's true what you said. Once it goes lower, like everyone else, you'll have more competition, and there's, especially in New England, in Massachusetts, they're very low, inventory. So yeah, that's a very good advice. Like if you can qualify now, or it's in a higher rate, and you can always refi, right? You can always,
Always, yeah.
refinance your loans and stuff. So yeah,
Yeah, as
that's
long as you qualify for a refi. I mean, if you qualify to buy a home, as long as you keep everything where you're at and don't tank your credit, you'll be able to refinance. And yeah, you're right, Celeste. I always do say, like, I always tell people, like, marry the house, date the rate. If you love the house, don't worry about it. Like, what you're going to be paying today is going to be the most you're paying for your mortgage.
yeah, exactly. Any up and coming neighborhoods? Well, I mean, almost, I like our market, Massachusetts, because almost everywhere the school system is good, healthcare is good. And so, any other states in New England you think is a good, like an up and coming neighborhood? Any?
Yeah, I'm seeing. I mean, in Rhode Island, I'm seeing a lot of people coming from Massachusetts going to Rhode Island to whether to invest, or just live there. And also there's some. I've seen things like in Massachusetts. I've seen like places like Brockton. They've had a big increase in home buyership and things like that. But honestly, yeah, Rhode Island. I'm noticing a lot of people coming from Massachusetts, because in northern Rhode Island, right on the border of Mass and Rhode Island, they did just create a, train station that goes right up to Boston. So
Okay.
I've used it. It's actually really great. It's like super easy. Then in 50 minutes you're in Boston. So yeah, like those areas, like
Closer
the
commute than I have. It's just
yeah
15 minutes.
Yeah, like Attleboro, and for Mass, Pawtucket, all these, Woonsocket, all these places are near that train station. They've really, even Central Falls in Rhode Island, they're all really picking up.
So we should be buying Rhode Island now up until like when is that train gonna be finished? In a few
Yeah,
years?
it's done. It's done.
Oh,
It's
is
finished.
it done? I haven't
Yeah,
even.
just
Okay.
it just finished. So they got the routes. I just used it a couple weeks ago. It was great.
Mhm. So another few questions. So with the rates going up, I know it fluctuates, but
Mhm.
what are the products that you have um, introduced to your clients right now? What product are people going more on FHA? Are people going more on conventional, or what are the best products out there for people? I know it's case to case basis sometimes,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got your two biggest products. First time home buyers will typically go FHA, because there's just lower level of entry to get a home, lower down payment, and lower credit requirements. And then you
Mhm.
also have conventional as well. Still, low down payment as well. I mean, usually a bit higher requirements in terms of credit and things, but a lot of times people will use conventional either for their first home or the homes thereafter. But on that first home, it's usually like FHA and things like that. And also we offer a lot of like down payment assistance programs. We have the state down payment assistance programs like Massachusetts Housing, Rhode Island Housing, as well as just my company in general has in-house down payment assistance programs as well. If those programs aren't suitable or you don't meet the requirements for those, we got one. We have some that are more lenient.
All right, so you really help your clients find the right program. If they don't qualify for this one, you look for another one. And so, yeah, I like that. So that's one of the qualities I am looking for when I'm looking for a lender or a brokerage, um, is their ability to pivot and help their clients find the right
Yeah.
housing for them. It's again financial. A lot of people are really responsible with their finances. Sometimes, the credit score is kind of like a little low because of not of their doing, because something happens, like medical
Yep.
bills or something like that. And I like that flexibility because I do that in my company too, like flexibility with when it comes to credit score. I really want to know what went on there and why they had it. And so I
Yeah.
like that you help them navigate through that too. That's great.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So anything else that we should be aware of, like in the coming years, maybe in if what are there that you're seeing when it comes to is there any creative lending that's happening in the lending world right now, or
Yeah. We have like a variety of different like, investment products, things like that. I mean, there's so many creative, funding ways that you can go. There's, debt service coverage ratio, loans where those are more investment loans, but we're not necessarily for those. We're really not necessarily looking at your income that you're personally making. We're more looking at what is the house that you want to buy, what is it cash flowing in rents, and we'll look at your credit score too. But it's very simple. We have so many different types of loans, loan products. I mean, there's countless. So I've seen DSCRs pick up a lot,
Mhm.
and just a lot of I've been seeing people that already have homes open up, HELOCs or HELoans, home equity line of credits,
Mhm.
to get enough of a down payment to fund and buy the next home.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
and I think so. If to those people that are not that doesn't know, so Chris is actually helping me find another rental property. And a friend of mine is looking for a primary house too. So yeah, so the next what are we gonna do here? So I think we have a quick video that we're going to take a look at here. All right, take it down, Emerson. So all right. So local lending. So when it comes to being qualified in local lending, what are the common mistakes that your clients complain about? Like, when in the process, do you have any insights on that?
Oh, yeah, a lot of people, the number one thing that you hear a lot is the majority of people that are worried about buying a home simply just don't think that they can afford it, or they don't have enough of savings. I hear the savings all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, it really does. It is tough to buy a home. It is expensive,
Mm-hmm.
but when it's your first home, like that we do have those down payment assistance products for a reason. It is to lower the barrier of entry to get to be a homeowner. So I do a lot of like down payment assistance and things like that. People would be surprised. They think they have to have a 20% down payment, which
Mm-hmm.
honestly, it's rare nowadays to see
Yeah.
someone come with a 20% down payment.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to have as little as a 3% down payment, and there are closing costs involved. But for many, for many homes, the down payment assistance, if you qualify, will cover all of that or the majority. So I mean, I do a lot of deals where people walk away without without putting anything down, or if they have to put something, it's a few $1,000s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. I think that's one of the deterrents on my end too. When we started a few years back, when we started buying a property, it was like we were talking to other people who bought houses, and they put like 20% down, 10% down, and properties in Massachusetts are way expensive, and so
Yeah, you
I
can't really do that nowadays.
I have to have $50,000 to buy a house plus
Yeah.
the closing costs. And so I was like, yeah, that was a like because I didn't understand then before that there's a product there. So the lenders that we were talking to before, they really didn't listen to us on what we can afford or what we want to buy. And so they're like telling us, oh, you have to have this much money and stuff. And yeah, one of the great things is just you telling your clients there is a product where you can put as little money down, like a 3.5 or 3 to 5%, and then you can buy a house, right? So
Yep.
that's a huge thing. So instead of me thinking I have to have $50,000, now I only have to have like at least 10,000, 5,000, plus
Yep.
the closing cost. Yeah, obviously you have to be ready when you buy a house because down payment is there, closing cost is there. However, um, you have to make sure that you have a little bit of reserves because you're going to be paying utilities and everything like that. So um,
Yep.
yeah,
Absolutely.
so that's great. So those are some of the things that the sellers, the buyers have to be mindful of. um, So, looking back, what would you change and what advice would you give to others with regards to um, just buying properties?
Honestly, sounds cliche, but it holds tried and true. The sooner that you can start, the better. And for me personally, I wish I bought sooner than I did. I bought my first house back in 2018 when I was 25 years old.
Mhm.
I honestly wish I started at 20.
Yeah.
Um, because home prices and values historically, they're always going up, and a lot of people I'll see, hey, we'll wait till the market comes down. We'll wait till the market comes down to buy. The amount of times I've heard that is incredible, and it gets to a point where people get, all of a sudden you're a year or two down the line, and market still hasn't come down because there's no indications that it is.
Mhm.
And now, before you know it, that person that said they were going to hold off for the market to come down, now they're desperate. They need to go find somewhere to move, and they just paid $100,000 more than they would have if they bought a year ago.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's that too. That's one of my thing too, is you take action. If you want to buy a house, try and find ways to buy property. And
Yep.
I really love that like so we're in America, right? So I'm an immigrant, and ownership is a big thing for me. And so I've been encouraging people, once you have a house, buy another one and make it into a rental. And that's how you exponentially would grow your, find financial freedom and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
If people want to get better terms with the loan they want to get, what are the steps that they have to do?
Yeah. I mean, we're kind of looking at three big things. We're looking at your credit score, and your income, and then what your assets, like what you have in your bank accounts. If just in case you can't get down payment assistance, or even if you can, seeing what you have in your accounts, it helps the file. But yeah, for your credit, your biggest thing there is your payment history and your credit card utilization. Those two things alone make up for 70% of your credit score. So if you can keep your credit card utilization below 30% or below, that then you should, and you're making your payments on time, then you should have good credit and not to worry about it. And even if you need some work, really those are just the big two things to do. Just try to keep your not to max out your cards, keep it at 30% utilization or lower, and just make your payments on time. And then for income, we look at what your income is, what you make each month. Lenders, we look at the lens in a monthly basis. So what are you bringing in each month compared to what's your minimum monthly debts? Like what's your, if you have a car payment, you have a couple credit cards. If you have a credit card and you got $10,000 on it, not really looking too much at that $10,000 balance. I'm really more concerned about what's your minimum monthly payment on that card. Is it $50? Okay, that's what I'm gonna be looking at to qualify you. So other than that, and assets, and that's, to me, it's probably out of the three, that's probably I don't want to say least important, because it is obviously important, but like I said, if you're a first time home buyer, we have programs that we can help with.
That's great. So we're going to go into another segment, which is a local deal breakdown. So if you can think of something that you did recently. So we're just going to, yeah. All right, welcome back. So we're going to talk about did you close any transactions this week or this month that just stuck with you? May it be the loan amount or how easy the process was and stuff like that. Share that to us if you can.
No, yeah, I actually do have a good one. So I was given a client, I was referred to by a realtor, and at this point, it was the fourth lender that this client had gone to, and they had, their approval wasn't feasible for where the market was. It was I think it was like 100,000 or something, or 150,000, and when I spoke to her on the phone, she was actually really frustrated. Didn't even want to give me the time of day, because she's like, listen, I've already gone through so many lenders. Like, I know what my approval is going to be. I know it's not enough. I'm just the realtor's just basically forcing me. I was like, well, hold on, let's take a look. Just because you got a few lenders looked at it and didn't approve you for a feasible amount, let's take a look. So, naturally I did. Asked, well, hey, can we get your husband on this as well to help? And she's like, oh, I've tried that. No lender would allow it because he doesn't have credit. Well, come to find out, you only need to have one person that has a credit score. If you have a co-borrower, they don't necessarily need to have a credit score. So I knew that, was able to give them a much more feasible approval, 500,000. And and we literally just we closed last week, and that client now calls me her second son. She loves me.
Kind of like the savior, right?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a great feeling that you're doing something that you like doing, like you love doing, and then you're helping people afterwards. And yeah, especially so I remember us. So we always owned our property back home, but we haven't owned here. And just the process of giving out your information, and when I was beginning that, I was like, it was so hard for me. It was like, where am I going to get all those stuff? But with having a lender that really understands where you're coming from and the frustration that goes with it, it really goes a long way. So that's great. That's an amazing thing that you did. I really like that. So, have you done any kind of creative financing or other clever solutions to make it happen, like to make other deals happen?
Yeah, like a lot of times, I mean, I do them all, God, at least a few times a month or more. When people want to buy their next house, kind of like we were saying, it's tough to get the down payment. So I've been doing a lot of things where, in terms of creative financing, where we take out some equity on your, if you have a home, take out some equity on that, and if you want to buy an investment property or a multifamily. Yeah, when you get to those, if you already have a house, yeah, it is a 25% down payment. So you know coming up with hundreds of thousands of dollars, it's tough. So a lot of times we'll do things like a HELOC or HELoan, where borrow some equity on your current home, enough to get a 25% down payment,
Hmm.
and do it to fund your the next multi, as long as you know what the numbers are going to be on that, what you're going to pay monthly on the HELoC or the HELoan. You can incorporate that into the numbers on the next house to make sure that you're getting some good cash flow and things like that. Yeah, no, we do a lot of creative financing for sure.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So I do a lot of creative financing to buying and selling properties, and I like that. So a lot of the people still go conventional, traditional financing, and that's great. So if you
Yeah,
have like a W-2, definitely utilize that, because again, you can put 3% down payment and you own like a $500,000 house,
yeah,
and it appreciates it. You can do depreciation. A lot of tax benefits on that, and obviously home ownership. So any advices for people out there? Any like nuggets that you wanna leave to our viewers now that we're coming to a close?
yeah. Really just kind of goes back to kind of what we were saying before. If you have any concerns with or worried with buying now, I would definitely say just speak to a professional. I've seen it a lot where people don't think they qualify or don't think they're ready, and it holds them back. And then when they finally do, come to find out they could have been approved for a while back. They're the ones that stop themselves. So
Yeah.
if there's really any advice that I can give, is if you're on the fence, you think you want to try to buy, leave it up to a professional to decide if you're qualified or not.
Definitely. And also, if you think you can qualify, if you have a good lender, if you have a great lender like Chris, he will tell you what it is that you need if you're lacking on
Yeah,
something. If
yeah,
you need
we'll
a
help you
credit
get there.
partner, yeah, if you need a credit partner, he's gonna tell you, hey, you just need a credit partner to qualify this. Or if you need like a little bit higher credit score, he's gonna help you navigate through that process as well. So yeah, so just take action. If you wanna do something, buy a house now. Again, interest rate is there and it's scary because it's getting up there. But if you Chris was right. If you can qualify right now where it's really difficult, I mean, why not buy, right? So you can always refinance, and you can always rent one room in there, just so you have a house and it's generating income for you. So that's one more thing too. So yeah, this is great. Thank you, Chris, for gracing our show. I know I wish we had more time, but yeah, this is really great, and I wish you would come back, and I want you to be so I'm singing praises to you because I've only had great feedback from my clients, from you. And so
Thank you, Celeste. Appreciate it.
yeah, I really want you. I want our viewers to know that you're really a great guy, not just a great guy, but a really amazing mortgage lender. And you service Massachusetts and Rhode Island, right? You're
Yeah, licensed in Mass, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Hampshire, Maine, Florida. So
all right. Perfect.
I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
do loans in all those.
All right. Perfect. So thank you so much, and I hope to see you back.
All right. Thanks so much, Celeste. Appreciate it.
All right.
Have a good one.